There are no gods. There are no gods. Let that sink in for a moment. There are no gods. Now let's imagine a scientific research project, say 12 times the size of the American Pentagon complex. Within are gathered the world's top scientists, the most advanced quantum supercomputers, and possession of the entire combined gross national product available from all G7 countries. Innumerable scientists are allowed 1,000 years to seek and provide evidence for gods and godlike entities. They allow themselves an upper bound that can come so close to incredulity, but still scientifically allow for any possibility of a god. The Dodecadon, without any doubt, has every and all means available to power its gigantic intellectual dynamo, and perched upon its apex sits proven scientific method. Alone. Okay, after the millennium is up, the Dodecadon scientists come up to you and give you their final results. There is no evidence of God, or gods, or of any godlike entity that interacts with our reality. Well, on the other hand, let's imagine this. Your mother or a similar very close family member to you is slowly being tortured to death. Fingers being pulled off one at a time, burning hot pokers, and spikes in the eyes, the works. The torturers tell you, if you start believing in God or a godlike being, we'll stop and just let her go. So of course you say aloud, yes, I believe in God, please let her go. Immediately the torturing stops. Now D, and to all my agnostic friends who are listening, can you not discern the difference between your preference for an outcome you want and desire against something that has been scientifically and methodically validated as fact over and over again? Why agnostic atheism? Because fear of the unknown. What is fear of the unknown? It could be completely scared shitless at the sound of rustling branches in the middle of the night outside your window, or a slight uncertainty of not knowing something at that particular moment. Either way, how you handle it is your own business, of course, but don't be surprised if your maturity and experience are questioned accordingly by outside observers when they detect your unfounded beliefs. There is of course an unknown, but how much of that is man-made can easily be revealed by just rationally thinking about it, and I always hope you will do so. D. The first and foremost rational thought that comes to my mind about God, gods, and godlike things is this: utility. Why? Why gods? What can they do for me? How can they manipulate reality towards my favor? And of course the inverse to that, how can I prevent them from fucking it up? Well, we've had thousands of years of gods, and almost 500 years of modernish to advanced technology to discover and utilize the benefits of such fantastic things. And you know what, D? We have dick to show for it so far, technologically and as well as scientifically speaking.
God not existing. Zero. No value. Bupkis. Zilch. Nothing to see. Can't see shit. What the fuck are you pretending to see?
Back to the original question. Why agnostic atheism? Imagine a long passenger train called Agnosticism and Religion, which only claims that it will comfort your anxiety about unknown things throughout your entire life. Sounds great, doesn't it? And you hop on board. Then they say there's only one stipulation they ask of you, that you must believe in God or a godlike thing somewhere out there. At that point, it is your own choice as an adult what you will accept without any proof. Yes, it is a comfort invented by man's society to alleviate fear of the unknown, but it is not scientific or rationally based thinking. It never was, and it never will be. I like to call this final segment Bunto the Bearer of Bad News. Unfortunately, my IG and I have been having a rough time as of late, in which he characterizes me as that someone she wishes she never shared things with. Well, yeah, I understand these things happen between two people. But there is not much utility in demonizing someone who wants to help you out overall, and is always willing to do so, D. Not that I understand you saying these things to me for the sake of being mean-spirited, like the kooky Christians we've seen do a lot lately. That's childish. But because it's just too sentimental and irrational right now towards my thinking to fathom, I'll just leave it at that. Although, if I may, I'd like to use this opportunity between us, D, to bring out my full antipathy upon agnostic atheism and the lack of its examination. Call it channeling frustration. Let's say you got your wish and I died tonight in my sleep. So I wake up in this place they're calling heaven. Angels, bright lights, pearl and marble walls, jeweled sidewalks, everything a good trip on mushrooms and LSD ever did. A loud voice bursts forth saying, "See, I told you so, Bunto." Lots of people would expect me to say at that moment, "Yes, you're right," but really, my first instinct would be this: how can we test that this is actual? When we do so, I find out my brain was digitized somehow and uploaded into a giant matrix-like computer simulation.
Psych.
See, the point is this: reality I've found as inescapable, more so than man-made things. Many people, either consciously or unconsciously without knowing, place man-made things on a pedestal called privileged position. D. The breakthrough in the understanding of how exactly our reality works was based upon abandoning this specious idea. I can tell that religion is entirely man-made, only for the simple fact that people had to come started. Going back to my final judgment before Jesus and God the Father himself, noticing by now his hand is already halfway pulling the trapdoor lever down, I quickly tell myself, this is pretty unreal, Bunto. So when confronted by something unreal, why not test first to see just why that is? That's all for now. This is Bunto, and I hope you enjoyed yet another video explaining to you agnostic atheism. Before claiming that you're an agnostic, only know that long, timid train runs on tracks that are particularly unreal. Take care.
There's no stopping what can't be stopped. No killing what can't be killed.
Something out there waiting for us.